Welcome to On the Move.
The party's ready in City versus Worley.
Yes, Your Honor. City's ready, Your Honor.
Take the city's motions in limine first. And Mr. Freeman, you had a chance to review the city's motions?
I have, and I don't know if it's easier for the court to...
Are there any that you object to?
There are some I object to. Sure. Note motion number 1 is not one of them. Their second motion, I have a partial objection to. I do not object to the exclusion of any evidence pertaining to the filing of a criminal trespass and to the subsequent dismissal of the criminal trespass. However, I would object to the exclusion of the criminal trespass as the basis for the arrest on June 29th of 2013. I don't know whether or not the evidence will lead us there, but certainly the purpose of the arrest and the reasons for the arrest are clear in the reports to me. He was arrested because the officers believed he stepped back onto the Big Al's property, and I think that that is important as it relates to the officer's overall perception of the situation, not only as it pertains to a potential misperception of the criminal trespass, but also that he was arrested on the criminal trespass initially, not the unlawful display of a weapon.
Is the city going to get into the arrest? Or?
Well, I guess the first thing I was going to do is I can actually file or hand up the motion to dismiss count 1.
Okay. Any objection to dismissal?
No.
Count the trespass will be dismissed.
I believe that is count 1 on the citation. Well, I guess the response I would have is, one, I don't anticipate us getting into anything regarding the arrest. I don't think that going down that path of questioning is relevant in this case, especially now that we're dismissing the count 1 of trespass. If they wanted to challenge whether or not there was probable cause for arrest, I think that would have been done at 3-6 or a suppression hearing for that. So I don't think any line of questioning really needs to be asked regarding. It's not a defense. It's not an element of the crime. So I think
the city's not even going to bring up the arrest.
We weren't intending. I mean, I guess obviously I think they're going to be able to draw a conclusion that at some point in time he was at least charged, whether or not they want to create the inference. But I'm not going to ask whether or not he was arrested for criminal trespass or any questions along what he was arrested for.
Yeah, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah. So the issues are, I think, a little bit more complex than that. We're not attacking a probable cause for the arrest, but the statute upon which he faces trial is whether or not he carried or displayed a weapon in a manner and under circumstances which would warrant alarm for the safety of other persons. So the officers have a contact with him once and let him go. And so obviously at that point they don't have a belief or apparent belief, at least I'm going to argue with their belief. Officer Lawrence is taking notes next to me and will adjust otherwise. Probable cause or reason to believe that there was alarm warranted at that time. And I think that the same argument can go to the point in time when he's arrested, because he's not arrested for unlawful display of a weapon. He's arrested for criminal trespass. I think that it goes to the officer's overall intent at the point of the arrest, their overall perceptions at the point of the arrest, and just putting my cards on the table allows me to argue that at that point in time, they did not believe that there was warranted alarm, otherwise they would have made that arrest at that time. I understand they did other investigations later. Again, I don't know specifically for sure whether or not this trial heads in that direction, but I want the option, if it does, to be able to elicit such testimony. So I guess what I would ask the court is, at a minimum, as it relates to the purpose of the arrest, reserve ruling and see how the evidence develops and see whether or not
I'll reserve. I think at this time I'd be inclined to just keep out the arrest thing. Anyway, I don't see it coming up, but they probably could get into that there was contact and no arrest.
Okay.
And first contact and no arrest.
Am I being detained right now, officer?
Let me see your ID.
No, thank you.
What's that?
No, thank you.
No, thank you?
No, thank you.
Okay, why are you saying no, thank you?
I know it's my Fourth Amendment right. I don't have to show you my identification.
And one of these books that I want to discuss is this book right here It's called Founding Brothers. It's written by Joseph J. Ellis, and I really found this book to be really informative. It helped me out a great deal in understanding the founding of this. Really comfortable too. That's one thing I really like about this bag, is the comfort level of it. But anyway, so let me move on here and we'll start showing the back here, show the features. First thing first here, we got the front of it.